Human development is a lifelong process which individuals grow, change, and mature both physically, emotionally, cognitively, and socially. From the moment we're born, questions arise about what truly shapes who we become. Are we molded by our genetics, or does the environment we grow play a bigger role? Do we change gradually, or are there defining moments that reshape us? And how much of who we are is determined early in life versus later experiences? In this video, we'll explore the issues in human development, examining the forces that influence how we grow and evolve. To start, let's discuss first the first issue on human development, the nature versus nurture. The nature has something to do with the biological concept of human development. Examples of these are the genetic traits we inherited from our parents, such as eye color, height, and other personal traits. Philosophers such as Plato and Descartes supported the idea that some ideas are inborn. On the other hand, in nurture, our environment is the most significant in shaping on how we develop. In fact, thinkers such as John Locke argued for the concept of tabula rasa, which is a belief that the mind is a blank slate at birth, with experience determining our knowledge. To further explain the difference of nature and nurture, let's explore the case of Jeannie Willie, the feral child. Jeannie's story came to light on November 4, 1970 in Los Angeles, California. She is a 13-year-old who suffered abuse under her own father. According to the documentary of Jeannie's life called Secrets of the Wild Child, she spent most of her days tied naked to a potty chair, only able to move her hands and feet. When she made noise, her father would beat her, and the rare times her father did interact with her, it was to bark or growl. This abuse results to affect her language, cognitive, and social development. Now, how does this case relate to nature and nurture? Even though Jeannie was born a healthy child before her isolation, after the incident, the absence of a nurturing environment prevented her from developing typical language and social skills. It means that even though the ability to develop language is present from birth, it still requires environmental interaction to manifest. In connection with this, we will now proceed to the second issue on human development, the continuity versus discontinuity. Continuity is a continuous development. With this type of development, there is a gradual change. For example, a child's physical growth, adding inches to their height year by year. While on the other hand, discontinuity is a development takes place in unique stages and that it occurs at specific times or ages. For example, according to Piaget's cognitive theory, an infant's ability to demonstrate awareness of object permanence, which is a cognitive skill that develops toward the end of infancy. And lastly, the last issue on human development, the early versus later experiences. In the early experience, it discusses how early childhood experiences such as attachment or trauma that can have a lasting impact on development. According to Freud, much of a child's personality is completely established by the age of 5. If this is indeed the case, those who have experienced deprived or abusive childhoods might never adjust or develop normally. In contrast to this view, later experience highlights the potential for change and growth in adolescence and adulthood, demonstrating that it's never too late to develop. Researchers have found that the influence of childhood events does not necessarily have a dominating effect over behavior throughout life. However, there is evidence that childhood experiences may correlate to greater levels of stress in adulthood. Many people with less than perfect childhoods go on to develop normally into well-adjusted adults. To sum it all up, we have three issues on human development. To recall, we have nature versus nurture, continuity versus discontinuity, and early versus later experiences.